How's it going today, everybody? I'm super excited for this video because it feels like classic times, when stuff was coming out non-stop about lolcows. You like click on a new video and you learn something else and you can't believe that this lolcow actually did it, and that's what makes this content so great. What makes it so mesmerizing. It's like when you think it can be as bad as it possibly could, it always gets worse. There's always a new level that people like Nova Online can drop to, and it's absolutely amazing. Tophiachu is showing that right now, but the things that it's about to get exposed about Nova right now on this video is just absolutely amazing. A huge leak dropped on Nova Online with about 30 or so files of him just like exposing everything about himself. As it would turn out, everybody, Nova Online has a fursona. I mean, it's not too hard to believe, but what does the fox say? I can't remember exactly how the song went, but no, it just says Nova, 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 because that's what Nova is anymore. He decided that being a human, it's just not working out for him. He now has to become an animal. The human species just isn't kind to him, and he isn't dealing with it anymore. He's just gonna strap on his tail and just run out into the forest, live a nice Nova Online life. And every now and then, if he makes it out there for a little bit, he just pops up, he says bone apple teeth, and he just chews down on some pine cones. And you know what? I think that would really help the weight loss effort far more than anything Nova Online has actually been up to here recently, because you guys can see the B-roll right now. If he's actually working out in the B-roll, he doesn't do it properly, and he's most likely just going to end up getting himself hurt because he just doesn't pay that much attention to himself or really care about being at the gym. It's just more about, man, I'm going to show these trolls that I, Nova Online, am capable of doing things that they don't believe I can do. I'm a madman. You see me out here hitting these weights, you see my boxing form, I could definitely go toe-to-toe with John Jones. But it doesn't matter how many boxing videos Nova posts, it doesn't matter how many times he goes to the gym, it doesn't matter how many onions he's munching on in the middle of the day, how many French onion soups he's calling out for. Nova Online is going to do the dumbest thing possible, because when he's on his own, when he's not on TikTok, just living his life, he could be doing anything. He could be searching for a job, which he's very desperate to get, apparently, as you're going to see in these texts later on. He could be, cleaning his room, which is an actual garbage pit. I'm pretty sure Idaho has deemed it such, but, that's just rumors and speculation. But no, Nova Online likes to spend his time texting people who are of questionable age on Discord servers. He likes to spend his time thinking of his fursona, and one thing he really likes to do is complain about his uncle, because his uncle has absolutely reached his peak. After an interview dropped with Nova's uncle, I mean, some people speculated that it's not, but after I read these messages, I'm kind of believing it is, because why would Nova's uncle be texting him like, hey, you better tell these people who are like covering you to stop calling me and texting me. Yeah, I'm not down for that, Nova. If something like this keeps happening, me and you are going to have some real problems. I'm laid up right now. I'm in a bad shape. This is what you're causing me. And Nova, he's actually freaking out about this because he believes his uncle might send someone to him. But that's besides the point. There's one more thing I would like to tell you guys about in this intro. It's that Nova Online, yes, he is texting people of not the right age in Discord servers again. It'll never stop with Nova. He will continue to do this. He constantly says 18 plus in his videos, but that doesn't mean anything to him. It's just words. It's his actions that speak to his true character, and Nova, he just doesn't care about it. So I think the best place to start this video out is Nova Online talking about him and his uncle getting into an argument after Bloodspeth made his interview with them. Now, many people were speculating that this might not be an actual interview with Nova's uncle, but it actually makes far more sense that it probably did happen, since Nova's saying that his uncle was texting him, like calling him out for it. And also, one of the first things that gets leaked in the folder of the Google Drive is a picture of Nova saying that of the fight I covered, him and his mom got into where he punched a hole in his door and then headbutted the thing. Ferritor charged it right through. You know, it knocked him back a couple feet, but he was feeling really encouraged and proud of himself. And his mom knew she better not ever mess with him again. And we know Nova wouldn't have felt that level of resistance. He wouldn't have went so hard at his mom if he didn't know his uncle was laid up in the hospital at the moment. So what I believe had happened was Nova's uncle had contacted Nova's mom saying, hey, there's people from the internet contacting me while I'm laid up right now. I don't need this crap in my life. What is Nova doing at the moment? And she goes to his room and she asks him about it, of course, like, Nova, what have you been doing online here recently? He's like, Mom, you know I didn't do anything. I lost my job and I hate everything about my life. Get out of my room. And, you know, he slams the door. He got all mad. He got raged out. He's like, I can't believe someone texted my uncle. And then he just slammed his head into the door, I guess. Like, that's basically what I'm picking up from all of this. So let's actually read one of the second messages that I got here for you guys. Yep, my uncle is pissed. Because of Neil? Nope, he just sent me a very aggressive voicemail. What is he mad about? I'm gonna get a screenshot, and if we go over to this screenshot right here, you can basically see what I told you earlier. And now, it's definitely gotta be Nova's uncle, because I couldn't imagine that Nova doesn't know his uncle's number, and it just some random dude like texted him, and he just believes it full on. Like, yes, this random number that I have no idea is my uncle. Like, Nova has surprised me plenty. He surprised me plenty in this video I'm making about him right now. I think you would know what his uncle's number is. But let's get into the message. Hey there, just me again. I thought I'd pass a little something on to you. You keep bad-mouthing me online to people that don't know me and talking crap about me. I'm going to send someone to your house. You understand me. I got plenty of them here that'll do it. And I'm going to turn you into the cops, you understand me? I've had enough of you and your bullcrap and your lies and your game plans, because you're some sick little, you hear me? You stop it. I will turn you in. You understand me? Stop it. This is what Nova's uncle was dealing with while he's at the hospital. He could just be watching TV, hoping that he recovers well, but no, he has to sit there and think about his nephew, who he tried so hard to raise right, because apparently Nova's parents would just stick a tablet in his hand and never show him a real way to live life. Yes, this also falls onto the person who was texting him, but do you really think this would be happening if Nova was still online? Absolutely not. Nova's not even making any money off the internet. He has no job. He has no income off of TikTok, and he doesn't have any off YouTube at the moment, and he probably isn't for a long time. I mean, I don't think he's going to get back into the partner program for TikTok, because normally when TikTok gets rid of you, they'll either let you back in real fast, or they're just not going to let you in, like, at all. Like, that's my understanding of it. And this also makes far more sense of why Nova is saying that he might be arrested and that his uncle is going to have him arrested, because at first you would read that and say, that doesn't make much sense, and you might think back to the time, like just a week or so ago, when Nova Online was opening up some envelopes that someone sent to his uncle, and all it was of some very unsavory pictures of places no one should see of Cyrax, and just messages about what Nova had been saying about him. And like we've all known, Nova's uncle hears all of this, and he's furious about it right now. Wouldn't you be? Like, if you woke up, you know, you're just living your life, you're retired most likely, just chilling out, but you have just random people texting you every day about what your nephew is saying about you online, and the only thing you've ever done to your nephew is try to show him like a decent life, and when he steps out of line, you just try to course correct a little bit. But no, you're the bad guy now, and it's not even like a general dislike. He's dragging you on the internet so his fans, his potential fans, will also do the same thing and agree with them. It's just not right all the way around. But it's not only Nova's uncle who he's having problems with right now, he's also having problems with his aunt, and him and his aunt basically fight like him and his mom. It's like I said, it's like a very southern relationship where they're all very close with one another, but they can't stand one another at the very same time. It's a very confusing dynamic, and it'll only make sense to a few, but this is literally how these people like come off to me. Because in this message you can see that Nova's aunt just ransacked his room for some reason, and that literally had to be like getting a job at the dump for like one day. You may as well got paid $18 an hour for your shift, because there's no way his aunt was able to go through that room. We've seen just like portions of it, because Nova likes to aim his camera up at his face and make sure you cannot see that floor. And every time he does just a little bit, it's absolutely a train wreck. It is one of the worst rooms I've ever seen out of any Lolcow. Like, when you look at Cyrax's room, yeah, it's all dingy and all over the place, but Cyrax is more picked up than Nova Online. Nova deals with his mom every single day. It makes no sense. This would probably stop some of the fighting, and she might, maybe, would grow just a little bit of respect for you. But you know what's not going to do that, Nova? I mean, as much as the viewers on TikTok want to see it, it's this next message where Nova is talking to a troll, and he's saying, hey man, I've been having it pretty bad here recently, you know? I'm almost 21, and Gideon definitely isn't going to let me be a decoy on his server. I wonder why he wouldn't do that, Nova. But instead of doing that, you know, instead of trying to do a little bit of good for the world after all the bad he's done, he decides he's just going to become a drunk. And what is the one main thing Nova hates about his uncle? Well, besides his politics, it's that Nova Online's uncle is a drunkard, apparently. You know, allegedly, this is coming from Nova's mouth, so he probably isn't. He probably has like 2 beers on the weekend. He seems like a really chill guy. But Nova now is like, oh man, life is so hard. I want to order some Jack Daniels. And Nova Online, you know, Jack isn't the strongest in the world, but I literally could not see like Nova drinking Jack. I mean, he's like a kinkies man, you know. Have you guys ever had that vodka or bought it for the girls? Maybe Fireball, but Fireball even seems a little too stout for him. But I'm not gonna lie, people, I cannot wait to see Nova hammered on live streams, because if you think he yells about the trolls and things like that now, oh, it'll get so much worse. He's gonna pull a Boja, throw back a half a shot, and it's gonna be game over. Blacked out Nova. I mean, he's probably gonna reveal some very awful things. I mean, if he's getting exposed right now, wait till he drinks some Jack Daniels, and then it's all over from there. But I think we're going to do something that Nova Online never does, and we're going to give his parents and his uncle and his aunt just a little bit of a break so we can actually focus on Nova Online. You know, that's something he never does. Nova doesn't take care of himself. He just comes up with new problems of his that he needs to solve that he's just never going to. But one problem he probably can't solve, and it's one problem most men in this world would probably never want to face, especially when they're 20. I don't even know what's wrong. I don't even have a clue how this could happen. But as I mentioned on like one of my first Nova videos I made, since he just had like huge lore drops every single week, just things were going crazy, was the fact that Nova Online had ED. And we actually got some major confirmation, because Nova Online is just going to blatantly tell you guys, yeah, that this is the case. Now, I do have to censor this video like crazy. I mean, like super crazy, because they are talking bad in it, like stuff I can't put on here. But what you are going to learn from it is, yeah, I told you guys, Nova has ED. You now know it from the man himself.
Actually, rainbow sherbet ice cream sounds really good right now, not gonna lie.
I am not gonna lie.
Dude, I'm gonna milk you dry and make ice cream with your bro.
I've barely in my life.
Oh yeah? Can you describe your experience?
Is it like
I mean, I've tried, I just can't squirt properly.
You know, there's always been so many questions about Nova Online. Many we just don't want answered. But the fact he did answer this one kind of shows you more about himself, you know, like what Nova goes through on a daily basis. We wonder why he can't get up, go get a job. We wonder why he can't get up and go to the gym. It's because nothing on Nova can get up, and that's basically the permanent state he's in. Just laid back, chilling. He's not going to work. He's not going to do it. If it's not going to a fast food restaurant and ordering triple portions so we can pretend to make a video about it on TikTok, well, it's not going to happen. And that's basically every body part of Nova. But in all honesty, listen to the joy he's telling these people about this. Who knows how long he's been in contact with the people that he's talking to, but knowing Nova Online, since he's been in so many controversies and he's had so many Discord fallouts, I would imagine that his friend group constantly shrinks and he gains new people, which are just buddy trolls 100% of the time. Because one thing about Nova Online is you will never, and I mean ever, hear him talking about having friends, whether that was in middle school, high school, after he graduated, you will never hear about it. It's kind of sad, like pre-18 Nova, like not having any friends, but seeing what he turned into, I mean, it kind of takes the sympathy away from it. But in general, he's just talking to these people he's probably known for months so happily about this. How did he not expect for people to learn? He knows that there is a lot of people in this world who are just waiting for information like this to come out about him. And it's not me, certainly 100%, and it's not you viewers either to get a nice laugh. But yeah, Nova Online will just tell anyone this. If you're just a tad bit nice to him, it's all coming out. He's laying it all on the table for you. Chastity cage and all. And maybe these problems that he's having explains why Nova is just all over the place. You know, apparently he's Neptunic, and 100% guys, when I think of Neptunic, I literally think of Nova just standing on a rock as like blobfishes and crazy species of aquatic creatures are surrounding him, flying through the air. The ocean breeze just blowing his hair in the wind as he sits there like the 1940s, red and blue Aqualad gear, just looking like a complete dummy boy like he always does. I mean, it's just perfect. But no, Nova Online isn't into fishes. He's not Kanye West, but just like Carlos Mencia in that episode of the Kanye West fish sticks joke, something on him doesn't work very similar to that, but he is actually a fox, guys. He's not a fish. He's not Neptunic like he claims. He's a fox. And it's just so surprising that Nova Online just always has something up his sleeve that just catches us off guard. Like, so you're a fox now? I thought you was Sub-Zero like a half a week ago, but now he's a fox. Where's your tail? Where's your ears? I want to see you like live this life, Nova. It would be hilarious. Just go to your gym, go to your public showers in your first sauna, and see what the reactions are. See how people like it. I mean, everyone in your town probably knows who you are. Let's see what we can get from this. And now, the next time his aunt ransacks his room, she can either find diapers, fox ears, a chastity cage, and all other kind of mysteries she didn't even want to know about Nova. But something else she could probably find is 2 girls living with Nova, living the Neptunic life with them, because yes guys, Nova is also poly. He will have 2 different partners at the same time, you know. I don't know if that's the best idea for Nova. It always amazes me that someone who struggles so hard to find a relationship thinks that they can have 2 partners at the same time, and I'm going to tell you, that seems like a lot to handle, a hassle not many people would want. But Nova Online, the man who can handle stress the best in the world, he's totally not going to freak out about all of this. There's not going to be any meltdowns, guys. I promise you, I won't be covering a Nova meltdown about this. The guy who can whip up French onion soup faster than Gordon Ramsay, this guy can handle stress. So he could definitely have 2 girlfriends at the same time, or maybe he can just find 2 foxes out in the middle of the woods and call it a family. But in all reality, like, what are you thinking, Nova? This is 100% a troll. Not only should there be like huge red flags for someone like you when someone is bringing up relationship stuff, because what do people know about you, Nova? That you have a lot of weird kinks about you. I mean, it is absolutely mind-blowing. All of this stuff that has dropped on you today, I couldn't believe it as I was reading through it. So who are these 2 people, Nova? You know, I think we should get to know them. You know, you're a content creator, you show your life to everybody. Who are you dating? You know, it's kind of weird that it might be someone that you shouldn't. I mean, who are you talking to? Because as I'm going to show you guys right now, it turns out that Nova is talking to people who are not of age in Discord servers again. It's happening all over. Nova, you do this every single time. You say, I'm getting off Discord and I'm never getting on it again. It's not bad for someone to have a Discord. Not everyone with the Discord is weird. I would say, in fact, probably 89%. You know, there's some degenerates out there in it. But, you know, probably solid 89%, probably solid. But here's Nova Online, just every time he's getting into a Discord, and it's always filling up with people it shouldn't, and he's cool with it. And Nova Online has constantly been saying, I'm making videos for 18 plus. Well, apparently only his videos are for 18 plus, because it's certainly not his Discord server right now, because as I'll read to you, I don't really know what these people are talking about. I imagine diapers, fox ears, weird stuff like that. Hopefully she'll be alright. Those of us of faith will be praying for her. Oh, and this is talking about his mom being in the hospital right now. So while his mom is in the hospital, Instead of cleaning his room like he was supposed to, getting things in order, something maybe he'd want to do so his mom can come home and feel relaxed and refreshed. Nope, he's just been weird on Discord. 100%, that's a Nova move. 100%, guys. So this person proceeds to tell them that they're 17. My parents control my life. LOL, I hate it. Agreed. Oh yeah, question for a TikTok. What's your favorite Indian food? So, obviously we know what happened a little bit after this message was posted. It was the infamous Indian food review Nova had done. So now let's move on to something a little less heavy. I know in my last couple of videos, I can't remember if it was the one I did last time or the other one, but it was revealed that Nova Online had to pay his aunt he had to pay his mom $900 a month to live in the house. Well, apparently that was probably a little bit wrong. It was most likely a credit card bill that had accumulated for him, because as you can see in these messages, that Nova Online was using the credit card himself. So this wasn't actually debt he owed his mom. It was just debt he was building up himself because he had $400 in debit card debt as well. Nova Online is one of the worst people at spending money I have ever seen. Nova Online watched Wolf of Wall Street one time, got some TikTok checks, and was like, I'm just going to blow this all on anything I want. Die Boja, 10 out of 10, this is a good idea. And even when Nova Online was struggling and didn't know if his career was going to be okay, he's still buying smartwatches. Like, I don't know how much a smartwatch is, because I couldn't think of a reason to have one, to be honest with you guys. I really couldn't. But Nova, he loves them. He loves his smartwatches, and he's like, all right, I bought my first ever smartwatch. Well, really a good one. And how much is a Pixel watch? Let me look it up. We'll see real quick as I'm recording the video. Okay, he said a good one, so I'm seeing varying prices, $300 to $150. There seems to be some really cheap ones, but since he's saying it's a good one, I'm just going to believe that Nova Online probably spent around $150 to $300 on that. Which, if you're struggling financially and you don't know if you're going to get a job or not, or even have one in the future because your creator fund might go away, yeah, it's probably not a good idea to spend $200 on a watch. When you have access to the internet, you have a phone, it just seems like a wasted purchase in all honesty. So now guys, it kind of like everything makes sense now. Nova Online will sit there and complain about his uncle. He'll sit there, he'll complain about his mom, his aunt, but it seems like they're only trying to get him to do right. Maybe not in the best way possible, but in the only way they know how. They'll be like, Nova, you should probably stop doing this. You probably should spend your money a little better, stop racking up $900 in credit card bills every month, and get your life together. And what does Nova do? He freaks out, smashes the door, causes more bills in the house, and he doesn't clean his room. He's just going to go in there, play WWE 2K ranked until the sun goes down and it comes back up again, and he can hibernate until he can no longer have an excuse to not get a job anymore. And that'll probably be in his 30s. After he goes through his Jack Daniel arc, which, come on, let's get the Jack Daniel arc going. It'll be some fun times, Nova. Good times, I can promise you. Till the hangovers kick in, then not too fun. But I guess that's enough for me today, guys. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to drop a like, subscribe, comment down below. I cannot believe everything that has just dropped today. This was an insane video. But anyhow, I'll catch you guys next time.